America is on fire literally and politically. Streets full of protests, signs waving, voices screaming, flames everywhere. And while everyone's arguing about who's right and who's wrong, Machiavelli is somewhere laughing his 16th century head off because he wrote this script 500 years ago. Here's the wild part. What's happening right now isn't random chaos. It's strategist straight from the prince. Every chant, every riot, every fiery headline. It's the same power game Machiavelli warned us about centuries ago. Stay till the end, because the last one. It's the exact move. Politicians, CEOs, and even your boss are pulling on you right now. In this video, we'll break down WHY. These protests look like a Machiavellian masterpiece, and the 3 brutal power rules hidden behind the chaos. So what's the deal with July 2025? Good trouble lives on. That's the slogan lighting up social media. Protests in every major city. Streets packed. People chanting like it's a halftime show for democracy. Of course, the headlines are a dumpster fire. America at a crossroads. Power to the people, lord of the politicians. Here's the thing most people miss. This isn't just anger, it's a strategy. What Machiavelli called controlled chaos. When things get messy, power isn't lost. It's redistributed. And whoever controls the narrative, they win the game. While the masses think it's all about justice and freedom, the real players, the ones behind the scenes, are making moves you'd never see coming. And if Machiavelli were alive right now, he wouldn't just approve. He'd be taking notes for his next bestseller. So let's break this down. 3 brutal rules from Machiavelli that explain why America looks like this and how these same rules can be used in your own life to rise when everything else is burning. Here's the scary part. None of this would surprise Machiavelli. Not the chaos, not the headlines, not even influencers turning protests into photo shoots for clout. He wrote this playbook 5 centuries ago, and people are still playing by his rules. Machiavelli believed one simple truth. Power is never static, it's a game of survival. And when the system starts shaking, when society feels unstable, that's not a bug, that's the feature. Why? Because chaos is like rain for opportunists, it feeds them. Think about it. When everything is calm, power is locked up. It's boring. Status quo. Nobody's moving up. But when the streets are burning, when hashtags are trending, when everyone's busy arguing about who's right and who's wrong, that's when the real players make moves. They consolidate power, rewrite the rules, and step forward as the solution to the problem they secretly love. Sound familiar? Machiavelli literally said, "Never waste a crisis." Okay, maybe not in those exact words, but his meaning was crystal clear. The worst times for the people are the best times for those chasing power. When fear takes over, logic takes a vacation. People stop asking, "Is this right?" and start asking, "Who can save us?" And guess who's standing there with their hand raised, looking like a hero? The one who engineered or at least benefited from the mess in the first place. If Machiavelli had X today, here's what would be trending. Pro tip: control the chaos, own the crown. Fear greater than love. Always. Public opinion. It's just clay waiting to be molded. And you know what? It's exactly what's happening in America right now. People think it's about justice, fairness, making things right. And for most protesters, it is. But the higher up you go, the ones pulling the strings, the less it is about justice, and the more it is about positioning. Every fiery protest image you see on TV, every trending hashtag, every politician suddenly finding their voice, it's not random, it's leverage, it's narrative control. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Protests don't just scare governments, they empower them. Because chaos creates urgency. Urgency creates fear. Fear creates obedience. And this isn't just a political thing. Look at your job. Your company hits a crisis, layoffs, big PR scandal. Notice how some people freeze, they panic. But someone else steps in, calm, decisive, looking like the only adult in the room. Fast forward 2 months, they're promoted. Why? Because when everything falls apart, the person who controls the story controls the throne. That's why Machiavelli would look at America right now and think, perfect timing. While the streets burn, someone's already plotting their next move. And if you think this only matters for politicians, think again. These same rules apply in your career, your relationships, even your social circle. So what are these rules? The three Machiavellian principles hiding in plain sight today? The same ones politicians, CEOs, or yes, even your boss are using are about to make a lot of sense. And when you hear number 3, you'll never look at leadership or protest the same way again. The 3 brutal rules. Rule number 1, control the narrative. Control the crowd first up. Control the narrative. Control the crowd. Machiavelli knew one thing. People don't want truth. They want a story that makes sense, in his words. Men are moved by appearances more than reality. Translation: facts don't matter if the story feels right. Look around America today. Protests rage, politicians go live. Hashtags trend faster than you can say algorithm. Who's actually winning here? The loudest voice? Nope, the one controlling the storyline. Example: government official looks weak. Drop a heroic photo in a bulletproof vest. Suddenly they're not a villain, they're a savior. Protest leaders, same thing. They frame themselves as defenders of justice. Whether it's real or not, doesn't matter. What matters is perception. And here's the Machiavellian twist for your life. At work, relationships, even on social media, you need to own your story. If you don't, someone else will write it for you. Trust me, you won't like their version. So rule 1 is simple. Narrative is the new crown. Wear it before someone else does. Rule number 2, divide before you conquer. Rule 2 might sound dark, because it is. Divide before you conquer. Machiavelli famously said, "A wise ruler will keep his people divided." Why? Because unity is power. Break unity, and you break resistance. Notice something about these protests. It's never just one big movement. It's splinters. Groups fight over tactics. Influencers argue on live streams. Hashtags compete for attention. Suddenly, they're not all pushing the same goal. They're busy fighting each other. Guess who benefits? The ones at the top. Always. In corporate life, same rule. 2 departments start blaming each other. Perfect, because while they're busy throwing shade, leadership tightens control. And here's where you can use it, not in an evil way. Calm down, but when you face a big opponent, don't attack head-on. Divide their attention. Make them fight on 2 fronts. People who are distracted don't win battles. Period. Rule number 3, look like the hero, even if you started the fire. And now, the crown jewel. Look like the hero, even if you started the fire. This is Machiavelli's favorite magic trick. Create or at least allow a crisis, then ride in as the savior. Sound familiar? Politicians love this move. Oh no, everything's collapsing. Lucky for you, I have the solution. If you've ever wondered why some leaders seem almost too prepared when chaos hits, yeah, that's not luck, it's Machiavelli. Here's how this looks in 2025. Laws get passed in the middle of unrest. Emergency powers appear out of nowhere. Leaders go from "where are they?" to "thank God they're here" overnight. Public perception flips like a pancake. And here's the personal takeaway. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Sometimes you create opportunities in messy situations by positioning yourself as the one with answers. At work, that might mean volunteering for the hardest project during a crisis. In life, it might mean stepping up when everyone else freezes. Machiavelli didn't write The Prince for people who sit back and hope. It was for people ready to play the game. So here's the million-dollar question. Are these protests about justice or just a power play? Drop your answer in the comments. Justice or power? And if you think Machiavelli is done teaching us, oh, you're wrong. Next week, we're diving into his most savage rule, the one he said is worse than betrayal. And you've probably done it without even knowing. Subscribe now if you don't want to miss it, because trust me, it's brutal.